there, welcome back. Some more breaking news to bring you now. Burnley have won their legal dispute with Everton after Burnley sued Everton for breaching Premier League rules. Our sports news correspondent, Geraint Hughes, is with me now. Geraint, just remind us of the details and what this is all about.
I'm going to put a shiver down the back of next to a lot of people. I'm going to mention three letters, PSR. Providence Sustainability Rules. It all relates to that. I'm going to have to take you back to sort of 2022 to 2024 to quickly explain this. Everton, you may recall, in November of 2023, were deducted 10 points for breaches of PSR rules. That was reduced on appeal in February 2024 to 6 points. Evertonians will remember that one. The accounting period it relates to ended in 2022. So, Burnley, under Premier League rules, are able to seek compensation from any club if they feel they have suffered losses due to a breach of a Premier League rules. In this case, Everton breaching PSR rules. Burnley were relegated in 2022. Their argument is that the Everton PSR breach relates to a period that ended when they were relegated. Everton's counter-argument to that is that yes, it was, but it was during the period, the accounting period hadn't ended. And nonetheless, at that point, in around May, June of 2022, they were completely unaware they had breached Premier League rules. Because as you remember, the first thing he said, the 10-point deduction came in November of 2023. So that's all the legalese around it. But essentially, Premier League clubs allow for a club, in this case Burnley, to seek compensation for a club that has broken the rules. So Burnley relegated in 2022. Clearly, they're going to feel, had they stayed in Premier League as opposed to being relegated to the Championship, there are going to be some financial differences there. So that's the essence of it. Just to remind people again what PSR, Providence Sustainability Rules, are at the moment or at this time. They allow a club over a 3-year period to amass losses of £105 million. In this case, where Everton were found to be in breach of those rules, they had exceeded that £105 limit over 3 years by £19.5 million. So that is what it was essentially all about in that period between sort of 2022-24 that played out in the public sphere.
And Burnley have won the legal dispute with Everton. So what is Everton's punishment?
Right. What's Everton's punishment? Financial. So it's essentially around the £40 million mark, but that's a £26 million fine, £26 million to be paid to Burnley, plus interest, etc., etc. So it amounts to around the £40 million mark. That is what Burnley have won. They've effectively sued. Because they're allowed, within the breach of the rule, they're allowed to sue. They've sued them, and this Premier League independent commission has come back that, yes, Burnley are correct in their legal argument and that they should be awarded compensation of £40 million. Everton, clearly not happy with this. And quite a strong statement they've released as well. They believe that the judgment is flawed in law, not just flawed, but flawed in law, and that it's excessive, and also that it's going to set sort of a very much unwanted and dangerous precedent. Yes, it's in football. We've got to break this down into law. What's happened here is this is the first time this has ever happened. This rule, the Premier League rule that allowed Burnley to sue Everton, this is the first time a club has done that. So it's effectively a test case, a first time. It potentially sets a precedent.
And so what happens next? Because Everton have said they're going to appeal, but clearly the ramifications are massive if they fail in their appeal.
Absolutely. It's too soon to say it sets a legal precedent, this ruling. It does on its own, but Everton have immediately said they will an appeal. James, if you don't ask when an appeal will happen, can I just say the law works at a different pace to many other aspects of life. My best guess would be later this year at the absolute earliest, but the outcome of the appeal could be where this test case, this first case, ends and where it could set a legal precedent. Everton have warned of flawed in law, an excessive judgment and a dangerous and unwanted precedent for football. That is because we have potentially many other clubs watching this, and they could be, in the future, believe that under Premier League rules, they have the right to sue a club for what they perceive as financial losses incurred due to a breach of Premier League rules by another club. So that's where it is at the moment. Potentially there are lots of other clubs watching this to see what may happen in the future if they are affected. The ruling now, yes, but it will be appealed. When that appeal comes through, that is the moment that we will have what's called, essentially in law, a test case, and that is where legal precedent can go from.
Gareth, thanks for now. Plenty of fallout to come, I'm sure.